I might add some music elements in, but... Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Uncraftable Podcast. My name is Moons. I'm joined today with Mr. Benjamin, Mr. Boone, and Mr. Delta. Boys, how we doing today?
What's up?
Good,
How we doing?
Vaguely good.
Vaguely good.
I have a booster box.
Good.
Welcome, everybody, to the first episode of the Uncraftable Podcast. And hey, boys, I think that deserves a drink, so cheers, everybody.
I can't drink yet. I gotta wait 3 more days. I turned 21.
You'll be able to drink when
Tuesday.
this posts.
Be able to drink when this episode goes live.
When this episode goes live,
stick around for that.
So,
Delta, are you shuffling cards already?
it's just son of a...
Opening the box.
Oh,
He shuffled
okay.
the box.
Shuffled the fucking box.
For context, for those at home, I bought an Aether Drift booster box, and I am opening it on recording now.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. So I had posted in the Discord what all we wanted to talk about today, and all of us said to do an about us and the games we're into. So I guess Delta, since you're taking your cards out and doing stuff, do you want to kick us off with kind of an about us?
Like you can just hear shuffling cards.
You can hear the cards in the background.
No, it's because it's on the same table as the mic, so you're gonna hear it.
Well,
But regardless, okay. So I am a Delta, Chronicler Delta on YouTube or whatever. I've kind of just, I guess, existed for the past year on Grimwood and such, and managed to come into contact with these.
I was about to say I could hear him cheesing through every word.
the fuck is that?
just smiling through it.
Yeah, just like this just happened. I don't know how. I just ended up here.
I just ended up here. I saw the cat PNG on.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, in case you're curious, all this was done last minute. So we have these cute little, well, not cute, but you know what I mean. These nice little nice little circle icons with our names for me, Moons, and Benji. But Delta was just like, F it, I'll just use my cat PNG. So there we go.
Yeah. I do have an actual one that actually does talk, but I have chosen against it.
I've chosen the cat for this stream. Or this stream.
Yes.
Yeah, for this recording.
For this podcast. Yeah.
But regardless of it, if it isn't obvious, I've very recently gotten back into Magic the Gathering.
Oh, I see.
And I had a deck that my father gave me from '83. Those cards had seen some shit. He still has them.
Those things are so valuable.
Ben's like, where'd it go? Where did it go?
He's got books and I mean, he's like, if I had to do it by weight, I can't do it by card count. I'd say he's got 30 pounds of cards just in a box somewhere.
Bro got all them. He's even got the band tournament ones.
I've just been opening the basic ones. I haven't even opened any packs.
Oh,
Bro's just out here getting energy. And some land cards.
Yes. But in the video gaming realm, I used to play a lot of grand strategy games, Stellaris, Hearts of Iron 4, basically just a bunch of different Paradox games. But I have recently been playing a lot of Helldivers over the last year.
So much Helldivers.
yeah,
in fact,
an unethical amount of Helldivers.
1 second. Videos, relive clips.
Oh God! Didn't I surpass you in hours?
Yes, you are. You technically have more hours than me.
You're still a higher level.
Which does not surprise me at all, by the way, because the game is cracked to moons.
Dude, absolutely.
I have 754 clips in my Helldivers 2 clips folder.
Jesus Christ.
Are you okay?
Elon, are you okay?
No, he's not.
I'm a cat on a table. What do you think?
Living life, that's what I think.
He just rolls off the bed. Well, there goes one of my 9 lives.
Yep.
rolls off the table.
Cowboy rolls up with an 8-shooter. You're one too short, buddy.
Try again.
All right. I've opened my first pack, and I think that's enough info from me.
Well, do we want to keep it going down the line, Boone? Do you want to give us some context?
I feel like I'm at work.
I'm gonna say yeah. So
Shut the
yeah. So. My God. But yeah. So. Boone, I go by Payne Vanis on YouTube, but I also do stream. I mostly for this past year have streamed. Pretty much, I've streamed Helldivers a couple of times, but nothing but Minecraft. More specifically, GrimwoodMC. I've streamed a couple of Bedrock streams with my buddy Lefty a couple of times, but you know, I used to be a big fan of like battle royale games, like Fortnite, like OG Fortnite. I'm not talking about like chapter whatever the Fortnite, but like
sticky
late
iPad
chapter
kid.
Like late chapter 1, early chapter 2 was around like when I actually started playing the game a lot more. But then I also played stuff like H1Z1 when it started to die a little bit. I started playing some more PUBG when it started to gain traction. But then I eventually switched over to Grimwood when I found out that Moons and Benji play on that server. And that's another thing we need to talk about also was how we met, because I met you two at Rev. I met Delta through Grimwood. So yeah, that's definitely something we should talk about. But yeah, mostly nowadays I play Helldivers, and then you might catch me on Grimwood every once in a while because I am a helper on there. And Smoke Signals. That is awesome. You know what? That's perfect timing, ladies and gentlemen.
Anger.
The absolute anger.
We do also get to talk about that now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can I actually explain that real quick before we move on to
go
Ben?
for it. Go for it.
So this actually happened about, I want to say, a year ago. It's probably, when was Olympics 2 on Grimwood?
That was the year. That was the 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, it was like a week after the 1 year anniversary. So it was in May of last year, and that was my first Olympics event. And it was during the closing ceremonies. I was streaming at the time, and what happens is I have this little Wi-Fi router extender, pretty much thing, whatever. It's plugged into the wall underneath my desk because that's where it is. It's close to my computer. It's plugged in through Ethernet. Works like that. Somehow, well, I'm not gonna say somehow, but I ended up kicking it, unplugging it from the wall, and my router failed. And ever since then, I've had internet issues. My VC will cut out, and I can't hear them. And then Moods made a joke a few months ago. What was it you said?
So
Something about smoke signals.
You get better
internet with smoke signals.
Yeah.
You know something, Boone? For the longest time, I thought you actually got mad and drop kicked it.
That's another joke. Everybody thinks I drop kicked my router, which I've been begging for someone to give me or make art of me just punting what? Yeah, drop kicking my router. But yeah, I've been trying to have someone do that for a while, but it's just an ongoing joke. So if you guys see me cut out every once in a while and say, "Oh, great, smoke signals," and I leave the call and come back, you know why now. So
most of that should be edited out, at least the leaving and coming back, unless we're actively talking about something. I'm
about to say,
I'll try my best.
If it's you guys are in the middle of a conversation, just don't worry about it. But if it's me where I'm going, "Oh, smoke signals," you can leave that in too. I really don't care. It just means it's just a reminder that I just need to get better internet.
I'll put like the colored bars every time.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This is just a BRB screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
it's like just over his icon.
Yeah.
Well, that's the
It's
thing
like,
when he leaves, because I have it with the reactive. It's just the group. It's not even individually.
Like the individual.
So it'll like shrink us, and then he'll pop back in the middle.
Yeah. So it's just Ben, why are you sending shit in the
What are you sending?
What?
Every time this thing goes out.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Why are we still in the stream, VC? Why aren't we in Uncraftable Live?
I'm glad you noticed that, and I'm not the only one that noticed it.
I mean, we're kind of...
Yeah, we're already here.
Well, we're now, so we're here now. Yeah, we're already here.
Surprise guest, someone just walks in.
Nibble shows up late. It's like, all right, I'm ready for Helldivers, guys.
I'm here. No, he said
I'm
he was
here.
going to bed.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But
no,
yeah.
we met you at Rev 11? 12.
Yeah, no, it wasn't 11. I remember because I knew
Oh my god.
because I tried to go to FC that year, but I couldn't because the weekend that I was supposed to go to FC, that's when my high school graduation was. So I rescheduled to Rev that December, which was honestly probably the best choice I could have made because I had a ton of fun at that event compared to what I had at FC this previous year.
Little context, because we say Rev, and it's like we know what it is.
Yeah.
But
explain that to them real quick.
So Rev is the Revelations post-apocalyptic airsoft event put on by Ballahack Airsoft in Chesapeake, Virginia. The YouTuber Swamp Sniper, it's his field. It's like a 100-acre field. It's this Fallout-inspired event, and actually my emblem specifically was ODST armor that I had made for the Rev event. And Boone, your emblem was a FC thing that you made, or was it for Rev?
Yeah, so this particular icon that I have, excuse me, is for my FC character. So Boone's my nickname because that's what I went by at the Rev events. That's how these guys know me. That's how they address me. Basically, that's my online presence. But whenever I go to FC, I'll change up my character's outfit. I'll change his name. Like, I don't remember what my character's name was last year, but this year's name is White Fang. Just something I like to mess around with because it's a different event. It's in a different universe than the normal, like, winter Rev events because it's held in the summer every year. Like, this year, I know they recently moved it. Last year, I think they moved it from May up to April because everybody kept having heat strokes on the field. So that was
that's
definitely
that's
something.
not a good thing to have.
And a rock.
Smoke signal.
Yep, there he goes. Yep, there he is.
Yep. It's gonna be like this all night, folks. So
oh, fantastic!
don't worry about
Buckle up.
Buckle up.
Time to buckle your buttercup.
For a bumpy ride. You're in for a bumpy
Very
ride.
funny considering I'm opening the racing packs, like the racing set.
But Ben, why don't you give us some kind of background context for you?
Context of how I pretty much got here.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Okay, well, let's start with that.
Ben is just that one mother. Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
It all started back in the summer of '87.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I need to look something up real quick.
Oh,
It's
no.
like turned out it actually was the summer of '87.
So I mean, I can go down the list. I met Delta through Grimwood. I know that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, so I met all you fucks too.
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry, it was the summer of '78.
Wow.
Hang on,
It
Ben.
was backwards and 1 year off.
I'll send you the context that I'm looking for in the Discord.
Oh, thank God.
It all started back in 1978.
Oh,
Wait, where?
Delta's reaction.
In Uncraftable chat.
Delta goes, oh. Oh my gosh.
Specifically between 1978
Oh my god.
and 1996.
Oh my god. Oh boy. You started in 78, yeah. It's something.
I don't think stream's ready for the podcast is ready for that
We'll
yet.
keep that as an Easter egg.
Yeah, we'll keep that as
we'll
an
just-
Easter egg.
we're bringing
Yeah.
up one random day.
One day we'll just let it be known, like, hey, by the way, this.
We'll bring it up on the anniversary, and we'll make a podcast about it on the anniversary.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's wrong. Wait.
It'd be funny though.
So we're talking about is that it would be another April Fool's episode.
Moon just goes, hear me out. It'll be really funny though.
Bro, in those black and white pictures, that's literally my father. That's so crazy.
Sorry, we completely derailed here.
You're fine.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, okay, so I met Delta through Grimwood. I met Boone. Okay, I heard Boone's voice. Let me tell you a little something. I've heard Boone's voice in voice chat, and I had no idea who it was at first because I wasn't paying attention to Discord. And all I remember is that voice is familiar, but it's associated with fear.
Oh yes, I remember that. I remember that stream.
That voice is associated with anxiety.
That was like the first time I played with you guys on Grimwood,
and I was like, "Who is that?" Stream. Oh my god!
I remember this guy from the trenches. I swear. I think it's what you said.
There's something traumatic following this man's vocal. Okay, and then Moons. Let me explain this. Moons, I met in a line in elementary school.
Yep.
And I think I don't remember who it was, but one of us busted at. We started cracking up, crying. First day of school.
Second grade.
And then we've been friends ever since.
And thus, a long-lasting friendship occurred.
Yeah, pretty much. Someone literally like friends.
Instant friends.
Oh my god. Yeah. What was the other one? What games do I play?
Yeah, like what's been your TISM scratch recently?
It all depends. I play a lot of games, but I'm only good at a few of them.
Yeah, it's not what you're good at. What scratches that primordial itch at the back of your head, that like ooga booga side of you?
War Thunder.
War Thunder?
That is entirely fair, actually.
War Thunder. I got like 500 hours in War Thunder right now. Well, probably more at this point because this is another account.
God, let's see. I'm at 420 hours of Helldivers.
Bro.
I also did play a lot of Halo.
What is my most played game?
Reach was my favorite game and probably most played game. Like I was the kid that would literally over the summer wake up, play it, go to bed 12 hours.
Oh my gosh.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a time. That was fun though.
I'm trying to remember because there was a couple of Halo games that I played for really long periods of time. I can't remember. I think Halo 4 was one of the ones I played the most.
Oh yeah, 4 and 5. I got a ton of time on.
Yeah, I'm about to say. I think it was ODST and 4. I think were those were the two games that I played the most with my friends. I think those were the ones. Yeah, those were the days, man.
Because never get them back.
Yeah, of course I'll never get them back.
Yep.
So no, like I played a lot of Halo. Like I'm still pretty good at that. In terms of like card games.
Oh, this man.
Oh, okay.
This man will run your pockets in poker.
Dude, I'm not. I still got a lot of practice.
Oh, dude, you do great in the Wild West event at Ballahack, bro. Because there's literally there's an achievement. It was at last year's Wild West event. I don't know about this year's because they just had it this past weekend. Dude, there was literally an achievement where it was like a modified game of Texas Hold'em, and you had to win. It was like the gambler achievement. That'd be so fun.
Oh my god. No, and then they had it in Rev like this past one, but it was just people throwing in a pile of money.
Oh, that's right.
And I like sat there for a little bit, like, oh, let me just witness it, and I was so disappointed.
Like it wasn't even good poker.
It was like, what is this establishment that I am watching?
Literally. Yeah,
I mean, that is pretty much Rev, just shenanigans central.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't believe us, watch videos of this event.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Carnage, and it's carnage, stupidity, it's nerdiness, like it's everything in between. Like
I was gonna record this past Rev, but like I just got too immersed.
you recorded like what, an hour of footage or something like that?
Like not even.
I think is what you said. Not even, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know I recorded everything. I recorded both days.
Like I know.
I'm just having like my own little experience here while you guys talk about Rev.
Which is fine.
Yeah. No, I think so. It was 13. I filled up a 128 gigabyte and a 256 gigabyte micro SD card on my GoPro. Completely filled it up. I still have all that footage. It's sitting on my hard drive right now. I'm trying to figure out if I want to make a video out of it or not, or just keep the memories.
There catching dust.
Pretty much. Bogging down my PC.
I was immersed in this last Rev.
It was.
Oh my gosh, dude!
This
Can
was
we talk about Ben being the
my God.
propaganda manager for the WLF?
We have trained
so
for many
good at
years.
that.
We have trained for many years in the jungle, in the bushes, and we
will
rose.
The bushes.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was surprisingly good at that. Like, even Moons overheard me, and he looked at me like, okay. Like, damn.
Yeah, because I was rolling with the Halo Airsoft guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
which
for
I
context,
deserve a mag in my back for some stuff I did, but you know, it's fine.
Oh, trust me, I feel like I deserve a mag as well.
South
for the
Bunker.
shit that I did.
Day 2.
Day 2.
South Bunker Day 2.
This guy looked at us. We were under fire. They had the minigun
we were
behind
under
the
fire. He looked at us and then he just walked away.
Yep.
He didn't help us. We were calling for help. He just left us.
I wonder if you recorded, Boone, when we were shooting at the Connex that was on the right side, but still in front of us. And I was like, a bunch of people ran out, and I thought they went back in, and I just started screaming, "Hey, you! Come on out!" Like, just screaming across the field.
I don't know. I'll have to look back later at my footage because I have it here on my hard drive as
I sound like Chris Pratt from Zero Dark 30 the way I was yelling.
Oh, dude, the Rev is an experience.
Yeah, it is. It's unlike any Airsoft game you'll go to. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
It's like this is your normal weekend skirmish, and then this is Rev, except Rev is like you're on caffeine and you're high as while you're there.
Yeah,
like it is super intense.
Like first iteration Coca-Cola, where it's cocaine wine with caffeine.
My Jesus. Oh my God.
Dude, the Fat Electrician's video on Coca-Cola was something else.
Mm-hmm.
It just kicked off hard because it was apparently some Confederate colonel or something like that who got his medical degree at 19 years old, got a saber wound, got addicted to morphine, said, I probably shouldn't be addicted to morphine, so he got onto cocoa wine from France, which is just wine with cocaine in it. And said, you know what this needs? It needs caffeine. So
his gums were numb.
It's like, man, this ain't hitting as hard as the morphine. Let me put caffeine in this cocaine-laced wine.
Jesus.
And thus Coca-Cola.
Basically, and then no, what had happened was he eventually used seltzer water because the county he lived in became a dry county, so you couldn't have alcohol. And then he was like, okay, well, I'll use seltzer water. It tastes like shit, so I'm just going to pack it full of sugar. And then he died. A pharmacist got a hold of the recipe, like bought the rights to the recipe, and started marketing it specifically to like all the pharmacy techs in the local area, all the pharmacists in the local area, and they just like gave free samples to the people they were giving drugs to. And everyone was like, "Oh my God, this is great." It's like, no shit. It's sugar, cocaine, and caffeine. What the fuck do you expect?
You know, why is my favorite soda Coca-Cola?
Because it was cocaine and
when did they stop doing that?
Beans. 70s, I think.
When did they stop doing?
I think that's
probably about 78 to 96.
Yep, that was a lie.
Is that Is that a reoccurring joke this podcast?
Oh, that's good. It's definitely going to be a reoccurring joke this podcast.
Oh,
An Easter egg,
fantastic.
people.
Easter eggs. Know your American
you
history.
wouldn't get it.
You wouldn't get it
Your
unless
American lore.
Yeah, know your American lore.
Wow.
All the British people watching this are going to be like, what the
What are they talking about? Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's just
Has anybody ever-
libertarians.
Wait, no, Moons. Have you ever heard a video of that guy? Like a video of him talking?
I have not heard any of the videos. I have read his manifesto, though.
His video, when he talks, that's my dad. That's literally my father. It's disgustingly
I'm
eerie.
gonna have to look at it then.
I'm gonna send you a video. Hold on.
Okay. While you do that, I guess we've been bullshitting for half an hour. I haven't introduced myself. Hi everybody. I'm Moons. 6 Moons Down. Connor. I don't care what you guys call me. My name, for whatever reason, people have forced anonymity onto me, which is kind of weird. I don't care if you guys call me by my first name. Everyone just calls me Moons. But yeah, 6 Moons Down.
Honestly, with all due respect, this is literally the first time I heard it.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I was
it's forced
I'm like,
anonymity.
I don't think Delta knows Moons' real name. I mean,
and so I've only heard the last thing because of bits you've told me.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
So it's just this weird forced anonymity because I've never not hid my name. Like, it's on my Instagram, it's on like my email, the official 6 Moons Media. That my business email has my full legal government name on it, so it's not like it's hard to find. It's all over my Instagram, but it's this weird forced anonymity because I'm like, you guys can call me Connor. I don't care.
I did for a while out of pure habit. I remember.
Yeah. And everyone's like, no, it's Moons. And I don't.
It's like
I think I did that. I think I did that for a while as
who's
well.
Connor?
Until he was. I don't care.
Yeah, I legitimately do not care what you call me.
But then
I
I can't imagine calling Boone Peyton.
Yeah, that's
That is
well,
true.
then again-
It's like
well,
you're
then
gonna
again-
call Moons by his full legal name, and then we just have Boone and Delta.
Well, I mean,
I don't
Ben
have-
is Ben. Like, there's
I ain't
not.
hiding.
Yeah.
That's just straight up just because that's just his name's on the Discord servers.
I mean, I don't mind being called by my real name. It's just a preference.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I've been. I mean, it's what you guys have called me since day one, because that's what my name at Rev was. And
Yeah.
It just kind of stuck. That wasn't supposed to be my Rev name, by the way. It was supposed to be what my FC character is now, White Fang. But I knew that wasn't ever going to stick because it was.
It's got to
too
be
long
that
of a
like
name, I felt
one
like.
syllable, easy to remember. Just
Yeah, exactly. I also think that worked really well this year because where I wore the blue flannel, Boone rhymes with blue, so it kind of worked really well.
yeah.
I think that definitely did help out. Which, by the way, the red flannel's out. I'm wearing blue again this year
Okay.
because I thought I looked 10 times better in
You're
blue.
wearing blue, but WLF is gonna be red.
I mean, yeah, I'll probably do
I'm-
my own thing this year, and I'll just
Blue
let you
team.
be the leader. If
I
take
got-
anything
I
else.
got you. You have no idea, Boone. You have no idea.
Red team versus blue team.
Meanwhile, Moon's
just
over
gonna be
here on
off-
the green team, just like, hey guys.
I'm just gonna be off in the woods creating my own little army. Just emerge, and Ben's gonna be like, "What the fuck have you created?" And I'm gonna be like, "Yes,
I did it again.
Rex gun, run."
WLF
fucking
Part 2
run away.
Electric Boogaloo. But to the effect, I was the owner of, or the co-owner of GrimwoodMC. I am no longer the owner of GrimwoodMC, and that story's kind of going to be kept private for a very long time. I
Yeah.
have no bad blood with the administration staff of GrimwoodMC. We just had kind of differencing opinions on certain topics, and it was enough that I said, like, you know, it's time for me to look for greener pastures.
Which
Which, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love them all to pieces. I wish them all the best. And they wished me the best when we parted ways. And I'm still going to be on Grimwood. Like, that's not something that I want to walk away from because of the community that was built.
he's just not a member of the staff team anymore.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Just not
be
the
a
co-owner
regular guy now.
I'm just gonna be a chill dude. Like,
and
what do you want from me?
And honestly, even when I was on the staff team, that's all it was. It was just, I'm gonna be a chill dude, and I'm gonna be hanging out with everybody, because that's what I like about community building, is being in the community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't care for, well, we want to hit these metrics and we want to do this thing, right? I just want to know, like, okay, well, you know, Boone's doing his thing over here, you with your Trinidad, Ben with Shinrarda, me with Dirtlandia. Like, that was the most fun I had on Grimwood, was the nation building and the camaraderie that we had on there, and not so much the staff side of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that was one of the things that really stuck out to me when I first started looking into Grimwood. When I first joined you guys on that one stream, where I think you were in Shinrarda building something, Moons, and when I start talking to you on VC and everybody started joining, I was like, this community is really nice and it's very friendly. It's very open, very safe. Like, that's what I really love. That's what I really loved about it. Yeah, like, I really love that. You know, that's one of the things that really attracted me to the server and made me say, yeah, I want to play on this server. And then that's when the addiction started, and I would stream like once a week. I think I did that once. It's probably in June or July, where I would wake up, I would eat, and then I would be like, all right, I'm going to stream Grimwood. And if nobody's going to join me, f it.
I'd have to go back a little bit, but how many streams did I do?
Or have you done? I can actually see that real quick.
247 Grimwood streams.
Damn.
Yeah. So, like, 2 years worth of streams, 247 Grimwood streams, which was absolutely insane. I've been on a little bit of a break because of I don't want to say breakup, but like, that's kind of what it was a little bit of a breakup.
It's kind of a way you can that's like one of the best ways you can kind of describe it without being too rude. Yeah. Like, it's saying that it was like, it was a parting of ways.
Yeah, it was a mutual parting of ways. So, you know, we had a lot of good times on Grimwood, and I don't want to walk away from that completely. I just wanted, a little bit of a hiatus. I've been, especially with you guys, playing the shit out of some Helldivers. That has been honestly, my tism scratch recently.
Tism scratch.
I haven't numbered my Helldiver streams, but I've probably got 50 Helldiver streams that I've been doing, intermingling with my Grimwood streams, and that's over honestly not even 6 months.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, meanwhile, my time is over a year.
Probably some of the best times I think I have had while playing on Grimwood is Friday nights, where most of the time it would probably involve Moons with a drink in his hand, or drinks in his hand, and we would just be laughing our ass off, having a fun time. Even whenever there would be like staff stuff going on or whatever it may have been going on in the background, in the forefront, we were having a fun time, and that's why I really still love that server, and I still play on that server. That's why I'm a helper on that server, because I love it so much. And then I've also getting to know the staff team also was really, really nice, especially over the past few months, ever since I've joined and become a helper. That definitely kind of opened my eye a little bit. So
and
that was definitely
the interaction between the staff team and the community. At least when I was on the staff team, so I had been on staff since day one. Yeah, since before day one.
Ben, I knew Ben was gonna laugh at that.
Ben's gonna say something.
You and Ifney had a fight about that like a month and a half ago or something like that, where y'all were arguing like who was on the server first and stuff like that.
So this is the official record from the former co-owner of GrimwoodMC. Ben was there before Ifney. Ben was there on the test server that we had that we closed down. We had it on a third-party hosting service, and we had the official like testing server for the first few dungeons and like the first few iterations of Spawn. That was when I was still writing the lore. Ben, I think you would help me a little bit with the lore, just like making sure it made sense in a way.
Definitely a lot of detail, but it made sense.
You were there long before Ifni. I'd say at least a month before Ifni.
I was there when it was written.
Yes, he was there when it was written.
Do not cite the deep magic to me. I was there when it was written. Literally just.
No, but for the most part, I know I'm like one of those people on Grimwood just mind their business.
I mean, yeah.
And that's what I love about Shinrarta is you've kind of started your own little mini community there, as far as like getting everyone on the server who wants to be a part of it.
Comparing Shinrarta to like around the 1 year mark of Grimwood to now, holy shit! Like, and it's the same thing with Trinidad too, because Trinidad was never supposed to have walls. It was never supposed to have walls. It was just something that Lefty brought up one time. It's like, hey, like, what if we fortified our nation? And he did that. The wall was horrible. Can't blame him that much. I mean, he was on Bedrock, so I can't blame him all that much.
Yeah.
A for effort. But, and then, of course, Midnight came along, and she was like, okay, your wall is horrible. I'm going to redo it. And I was like, okay. And she did it. Then, like, what, 2.5 weeks later, maybe not even that, wall was completed, and then...
New wall.
And then, I think it was the same stream where she finished it. You brought her over to Dirtlandia Moons, and then she started working on your wall. Like,
yeah. Now you got your wall for free.
Yeah.
She did that just because, like, she was like, "This is bad." Her.
I offered to pay Midnight for my wall, but she was like, "No, it looks horrible. I want to fix it." And I was like, "Are you sure?" And she was like, "Yes." But then when she sees your place, that's when she starts asking.
Oh yeah, payment. And honestly, I didn't mind the cost of it. So Grimwood's interesting in how we do our currency system. We have a plugin for chess shops, and in that plugin, we made it so that diamonds were $100 in game, and you could trade it in with the admin shop. And this had been planned. I wasn't even a part of the marketing side of it, like the whole market system. And we wanted to do kind of similar to how Hermitcraft had did their market district, where they use diamonds as the currency. But we had said, it's a public server, even though it is whitelisted. It's a public server that you're gonna have someone that's gonna ruin it for everybody. So let's preemptively put a chess shop plugin in, but we don't want it to become a market server. So we're going to back it by the diamond standard, basically, and make sure that diamonds are 100, period, end of discussion. Whatever you're going to sell your item for, have that thought of how many diamonds is this worth? If 2 stacks is worth 1 diamond, then you're going to sell a stack for 50. We didn't want it to become a market server.
Yeah. You wanted it to be a survival server with the market aspect added into it.
Right, like if you need logs or something.
It's a good balance.
Yeah, it added to the uniqueness of the server as well, because it's a server that kind of has everything for everybody. Like you mentioned, it's got that Hermitcraft shop kind of system, and then you'll have, like, there's PvP players in the server, really good builders, people from other servers who come out and they play on the server, do whatever, let their minds just go crazy when it comes to building different stuff. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, we had about 8 different servers that coalesced into Grimwood. So,
which is crazy to think about.
Bod, Luna, and Icarus came from 3 different servers prior to it. Strat and Bod had known each other for years, and when they kind of came together, that's when the idea for Grimwood really started. And they had other servers in the past that really didn't do what Grimwood did. And then they got myself and Zero involved. Ben, I'm sure you remember Zero. Boone, Delta, you guys won't remember Zero, but Zero...
Well, I know you've talked about him in the past.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Honestly, this would probably be the first official talking about Zero since he got banned.
Maybe. I know you've mentioned his name before. Probably not on stream.
Yeah,
Could
I
be wrong,
definitely
but I know you mentioned his
haven't
name
mentioned
before and
it.
about what he did.
Yeah, so we had the Great Market Purge of 23. So this was like a month before he got banned, and kind of what caused Bod and Strat specifically to start looking into him. He went around and bought everything in Market. I mean, like every single shop in Market was sold out completely. So no one had any product to sell. People couldn't buy stuff, and it really just ruined it for everybody. Zero was a character, and Ben, you can back me on this one. Zero was an absolute character.
I've seen many names come, and I've seen many names go.
You've been here through them all.
Literally all of them.
I mean, I've been here for pretty much almost a year. By around this time, I think around this time would have been the first time I joined the server. So yeah, I've seen a lot of names come and go too. Like names I've never seen before.
Yeah,
I've heard.
Like technically,
come and
like
leave,
Discord
and then also,
wise, me and you are just over a year old.
Yeah. I
And-
mean, being here on the server, yeah,
and
definitely.
even being here since day one, there are names that I'll go in and I'll find a place. Not anymore, obviously, but I'll find a place and I'll core protect look at it just to see like who is this, and it'll be
Yeah,
a name that I have never seen before.
Or that you probably have not seen in a long time.
Oh yeah,
like probably since.
I'll look at their last scene online, and it's been a year and a half since they've been on, and
Yeah.
that also kind of adds to the charm of Grimwood. You know, you could be out exploring and you just come across someone's base. It might have been abandoned for 8 months or more, and you're like, wow, who built this? And that just adds to the overall lore of Grimwood, which is insane.
If anything, like I remember like one base that I came like sort of base that I came across. I don't remember the username, but like I was so interested in it because it had a bugged pet.
Bugged head?
A bugged pet.
Oh,
Really?
I was like bugged head. I was like, huh? I was a little confused. as to what you were
even
saying.
then, like with the head plugin, we had bugged heads all the time.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it would have made sense either way. But pet,
Yeah.
So I'm guessing they logged off with their pet out, and their pet was just there.
Maybe I don't know because it was like it was a zombie. Like it looked like a zombie, and like I could like hit it and all that stuff, but it's sort of just refused to die because it's supposed to be a pet.
So that
And the reason why I know it's a pet is because I could right click it and it would make a sound, and it makes a sound of one of the pets.
so that would have been a Bedrock player,
Probably, yeah.
because
That's a thing.
we had so many issues with the integration between Java and Bedrock, just on the back end of it.
When was that? Because I know it was a while before I joined where you guys had that plugged in.
We had the idea for Bedrock Java compatibility since day one. When I got brought onto the project, that idea had already been set in stone. Like, we want as many people as possible to be able to get into this. So cross compatibility was paramount. You know, we didn't want it to be something that was limited only to Java. We wanted the Bedrock players, the mobile, the Xbox, PlayStation, PS Vita, whatever the hell you're playing on. I don't even know if PS Vita. I don't even know if PS Vita is.
I don't even think
I'm
it's
gonna join on my
Minecraft.
Wii U.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. We wanted everybody
Join
to
on
be
my
able to
Switch.
join. I have actually joined Grimwood on my Switch before.
Which also, it blows my mind that for the longest time, we had a player who constantly who's a mobile player, who constantly streamed and played on Grimwood. Constantly.
Oh my
I
God,
believe
yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah.
fact that they were able to do that for so long before eventually upgrading to Java, my God, that's a testament as to like how awesome the server is, because they want to play on it, they want to stream on it, They might not have everything that other people have, but they want to be a part of the server. Like that still blows my mind to this day that mobile players are playing on Grimwood. Like
it has died down a lot with the Bedrock players.
it has.
Which is kind of sad, you know.
Yeah, so I do feel like a bit of like a lull across the server, I guess, but that's at least like from what I'm seeing from my own perspective.
The staff team currently is trying to throw some magic back into it, and that's something I was trying to do towards the end of my tenure. It was to throw some magic back into the server, whether it be through little bits and pieces here and there with some events. When Kylie and I took ownership of Grimwood after the Mal Dungeon event, you know, we sat down in a voice call. We were probably in a call for 3-4 hours just talking about what we want to do with Grimwood. And one of the things was we want to see more day-to-day events or week-to-week events.
Which is funny to me because what was one of the things that Bod said whenever he stepped down as owner and he made you guys the co-owners? Wasn't it like, take a break for a while before you guys start off anything? And then Moon's like a week later announces the Fight Club tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I had been holding that in reserve for so long. I think I made that poster.
Well, yeah, I know. Because you mentioned that around the time that you first created like the poster for it. You were like, it's not going to be done till after the Mal Saga. But
Yeah.
I didn't know when the Mal Saga was ending. Like,
And then
So-
suddenly it ended.
Yeah. We got to the point where the dungeon was ready enough for the public release, and Bod was ready to step down. There was a lot of stuff on the back end that he was just...
I knew Bod was. I had a feeling that was around the time that Bod would step down, because I don't know if he ever told you this, but one of the original ideas for Bod stepping down as owner was, remember when we talked about the podcast where we were going to get the whole staff team together and we were going to do like a podcast, like an interview style episode. That was when he said he wanted to try and do that sometime early this year, back around like in February when we actually did do the dungeon. He said he wanted to do that, and that's when he was going to announce, like, yeah, I'm stepping down as owner. He didn't go as far. That's what he told me.
Yeah,
But,
we had talks about it. He's been wanting to step down since October or so of last year.
Yeah, which, I mean, I can understand it, you know, being on a server for that long as the owner, that I bet you that wears you down, especially after a long time, because, I mean, server's been up for almost 2 years, you know, a year and a half. It's been a long time since the server started, so it makes a ton of sense as to why Bod would eventually want to step away from being the owner, still being on the staff team, but wanting to step away, you know, being less involved and letting the new owners take the reins and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it makes a ton of sense.
And it was, I could see it in him, especially in his less and less frequency of streaming. He didn't see the magic anymore. And originally, this had never been publicly made aware. But originally, he wanted to just shut down the server.
Oh, really?
He wanted to completely shut down the server. And I was like, no, we're not shutting down Grimwood. I still believe in the dream. And even to this day, even after I separated from the staff team, I still believe in the dream of Grimwood. The community that we spent so long, how much blood, sweat, and tears we put into the server, I still believe in that dream of a public survival server, a perpetual survival server for people to come on and have an escape and still be able, well, the story aspect, obviously, but also just, you know, for those who don't want to be a part of the story side of it, maybe they don't want to run the dungeons or just want to, maybe have their little 2-week Minecraft phase.
Yeah, 2-week Minecraft itch. I was just getting ready to say that because I know you mentioned that before. Like, if you get your 2-week Minecraft itch, hop on the server, do some stuff. And then if you like the community, you want to stick around, feel free to stick around. We ain't got an issue with it.
Yeah, no, and we've had staff members that have come and gone, which is the even crazier part. Obviously, we started with Zero being banned. He was kind of the first staff member to come and go.
Strat makes his, I was going to say he makes his like one-off appearances every once in a while, but I feel like we'll see. I mean, obviously, we'll see less and less of him because I know that I know he has a couple children, from what I understand. I could be wrong. I will have to ask Bot about that.
Yeah, he's got either one on the way or very, very young, and another one that's about a year or so old. Him and his wife. He really stepped down when his first child was born.
He really kind of lived his life again? A little bit, which was kind of Strategus.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, we had ideas for the Mal dungeon for bringing Strat on, but unfortunately, it just really didn't work out the way we wanted to. I have kind of there have been times where I've kind of reimagined how that dungeon could have gone, and one of the things I think I would have really loved to see was Strat being there at the very end in the Mal fight and joining us, trying to help defeat Malachias in the end. I feel like that would have been a really cool moment to have, but I would have completely understood if he wasn't going to be able to make it. But we tried. We really tried. Yeah, but I mean, that's just life. People move on to other things, and I can completely understand it. Sorry, my dad came in my room. How goes the deck building, Delta?
I've already opened up packs. I finished that a while ago.
Awesome. Another thing we had made mention of was how we all got into streaming in YouTube. When I asked hey, what do we talk about, and one of the things was how we kind of got into streaming in YouTube, and Ben, you as my witness, there was a channel, and that channel will stay dead.
And will stay nameless.
Squeaker
Moons.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Squeaker Moons back in 2013, 2014, something like that. I was my inspirations were, I used to watch the shit out of Sky Does Minecraft before all the stuff came out about him being
I was just curious to say.
not so great towards women. Jerome ASF, he's still active, which is crazy. He's still got a crazy community around him. Bayesian Canadian, who's since left YouTube, I believe, because I haven't seen anything from him in months and months and months, if not years. Newscape Pro, I watched his Minecraft Fallout series right as Fallout 4 came out, which I think that specifically got me into the Fallout series, which got me into Rev. It's the butterfly effect. It was I watched Sky Does Minecraft, who was in Newscape Pro's stuff. No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I found out about Rev completely by accident. I think it was probably during late 2019, early 2020, probably right as COVID started, that I started binge watching Swamp Sniper's Rev 9 videos, and then his Rev 10 series came out, and I fell in love, and I was like, okay, when all this clears up, I want to go to this event. I don't care what it takes me. I don't care who comes with me. I want to go to this event. It looked like a ton of fun, and it was.
You want to talk about being in the trenches? 9 was wild.
I mean, because what was it? It was 1,000 plus people there.
1,200
people.
800 day 1, 700 day 2. Jesus. But Ben and I on 9 specifically, we camped out.
Yeah, because that was around the time where you guys could camp out.
Before they allowed people to camp out on the field, and we camped out in the LZ.
Which honestly, I wonder. I think that'd be super cool to have. But I can understand why they don't do it anymore.
It's an insurance liability thing.
Well, yeah, obviously, but I can't just imagine. Well, I mean, I guess they kind of did bring the cool aspect of being on the field at night, regardless, because I know they recently done night games again.
Oh, dude.
They recently had their Fear event, which was very similar to this next bit. These guys know what I'm talking about because they experienced it, but they didn't. So there was. For the first time this year, they added an event, a sub event, which $15 extra to Rev, called After Dark, where it was pretty much like a combination of their fear events and Rev, and they just mashed it together. Like they were on the field in the dark, and like if you had like a glow necklace or something like that, you guys could probably explain this a little bit better because I wasn't there. I was worn out from day one. Like I think I was carrying too much stuff on me. That's why I was so worn out. Which I need to learn my lesson from that because I did that last year. Or the year before at Rev Omega, and that was horrible. Like
how should we start explaining this? I think a good statement to start this would be to be like, oh, they put us in the pitch black, gave us objectives, and we got chased around by monsters. But not only was it monsters, okay? I'm not talking like Godzilla. I'm not talking like something out of like Lord of the Rings monster. No, it was the people dressed as the rake.
Yeah.
It was up.
That was wild. Like,
that was fucked up. I did not like. I was like, oh my god.
We had one dude. So they have a crashed MiG on the field. I don't know if it's a recreation or if it is an actual MiG that they have on the field without the wings and obviously all the internals.
Yeah.
But one of the role players had gotten like nuzzled up between the fuselage and the top of the wing, and because of the costume that they were wearing, and because it was pitch black out, they completely disappeared in that little like nook that they found. And so you'd walk past and they'd stand up on the wing and you'd turn and it's just like there's a rake right there and you're like, holy shit.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. The first time I saw one of them, we went all the way back to the back connexes where the Minutemen were last year.
Or I know what you're talking about. And what's one of them on top of the connex, he said?
One of them
like crawling around.
Dude, everybody was shining their flashlights around. Everybody hears a thumping. All flashlights go to above, and you just see this motherfucker squatting down in a fucking rake costume. Dude, that was my introduction. That was my introduction to that night. And I said, nah. I verbally said, nah, this is going to be fucked up.
You shine the flashlight up there. The motherfucker's just doing a sloth squat.
No, literally, he was doing a sloth squat and running on all fours like a creature. I was like, nope.
What's even more fucked up is at first, like for the first half hour or so, they would stop moving if you shined your light on them. And then after about
like a weeping angel, like a weeping angel situation.
Yeah, like I'm being looked at. I'm not gonna move.
Oh,
they're not going to sprint at you, right? If you shine your light on them, they're not going to sprint at you. They're just going to kind of be like walking around, right? And then I'm in the back by Cannibal Village where the bonfire had been made when I went through the rift and everything. So we're back there, and I just hear from across the lake, "Oh, the lights don't work anymore," and screaming.
Oh my god.
And I'm with like 3 other people, and we hear that and we go, "Oh shit."
Bruh.
So the second we see one, we're like, "Oh and we dead sprint." It was nuts that night.
Oh my god.
Ben, do you want to tell him how I died?
Yeah.
No context.
Yeah, I do actually.
Ben's gonna provide the context.
So, I died. I tried to hide like under something, but wearing a luminescent necklace doesn't really help you.
No, it does not.
I went out and I texted Moons that I was out. And this guy committed 1980s horror movie and forgot to turn his phone ringer off. And it went off, gave away his position, and he met Jesus.
I did. So I come out from the woodwork because
1980s horror movie.
It was me, one of the rakes, and 2 of the refs, like 2 of the marshals. So my phone goes off. It's the iPhone. Toast is ready. Ding!
M1 Grand.
and all three of their heads snap to where I am, and the rake just starts like slowly walking towards me.
Bro, I would have ran away.
No, I was tired,
no
dude.
outrunning
It was
that
an
thing.
hour and a half into this. I was gassed, man. Like I was
I
done.
was out of steam.
I
would have gone
done.
until I passed out. I ain't get fucking.
I didn't want to pass out on the field. Shit, I have too many fucking horror stories from the army of passing out in a combat exercise and Doc puts a silver bullet up your ass.
They call blind man on the field for something that's not airsoft related.
Pretty much. Like I didn't want to fucking casualty out. Fuck that. I got too much pride to casualty out. So the marshal goes, "Come on out of the woods." So I come out, I've got my hands up. I'm like, the fucking marshal goes, "Get on your knees." I drop down to my knees, hands still up. The rake's walking towards me, and the marshal goes, "Bow down to your alien overlords." So I put my fucking forehead to the dirt on my knees, hands down, and he grabs my my necklace, and I get up and I'm like, "Dude, I was gassed at that point." So I'm like, "Dude, you got me. Good shit. That was amazing. Thank you." Obviously, like not enough credit is given to those role players whatsoever.
The role player. Okay, so here's the thing about the role players at Rev is that
Why were they so fast?
Dude, the dudes in red though, like the administration guys. They were
I was trying to eat a MRE
like the entire event. And they were chill dudes too, even though they were technically our enemies. Like they were super chill, super nice.
Yeah, they were really cool.
Super friendly too, especially after every engagement that we had.
They're local guys from the community. I ended up so the MRE incident, right? We get into a firefight. We push up onto their right flank.
The MRE incident.
And everything's nice and calm. Everything's nice and calm. We're camping out. We're bullshitting.
The moment that Ben rips the MRE bag open, a shot rings by his ear.
And so,
I just said,
"Yeah, go ahead."
I dropped my gun and I ran away. I was like,
"No, what were you saying? Like, hey, what happened before that?"
Is like we pushed up to the right flank, and they had pushed everybody on the main road back because it wasn't time to get that objective yet. Like
they were too good.
The community was too good at what they were doing, and we pushed them back to their location that they're supposed to be defending. And they're like, no, you guys can't take the objective yet. People are pushing up with like barricades, like phalanx maneuvers, like Roman cavalry maneuvers.
Yeah, those were Wagon Man's guys, because me and Ben went over there, I think on day one, and they were literally making like wooden pallet barricades to storm the fortress. Oh, by the way, Ben can attest to this. When the explosion went off at the first fortress to the north, everybody started running up, and I just, as loud as I can, just charge, and we just sprint dead towards the gate, and everybody is just shooting. It's chaos.
It was like
red
when
smoke
the
everywhere.
when the bad guys in Dune attacked, and they're just like running up with their fucking swords and knives and shit, just
Yeah, exactly.
Into Sandworm.
Pretty much, like you're going into a meat grinder of LMG fire, and all you got is a wooden pallet to keep you from getting mowed down by these guys. But so we push up. It's about noon, so it's like, okay, well, we can't take the objective. That's fine. We're probably 100 yards. Maybe 50 yards away from the objective. So we're like, all right, we'll camp out. We'll keep an eye on the objective from the right flank, but we're going to eat lunch. And I had bought for the boys MREs. Boone, I don't think you had ever had an MRE before this.
Which I actually don't think I ever did eat my MRE, now that you say that.
It's probably still good, honestly.
It should be, yeah.
Yeah, it's sealed. It's got enough niacin in it. You'll be fine. So So we're sitting there, I crack it open, I'm eating something, I'm like handing off parts of the MRE to like Jess and the other Halo ODST guys, or the Halo Airsoft guys. And Ben cracks his, shot rings off, and we're like, dude, we're just trying to eat lunch. And I don't know if you guys heard this, but I definitely heard it. And one of the dudes goes, I don't care, give me that food.
I didn't hear that one.
And so they start lighting us up. We start taking fire. I take one to the face. I took one to like the corner of the bridge of my nose, and one to like, I don't know if it was like my forehead or my cheek or something. I took two.
It was your forehead.
Yeah,
I remember it was your forehead.
I took two to the
There's
face,
a nasty
and I'm like,
welt there.
And then they come over and they're like, man, I wanted that food so bad. What you got?
They're like, if I could have shot you anywhere else, I would have, man. I swear.
Yeah, no, they were so apologetic of hitting me in the face, but I was like, dude, it's Airsoft. Like, I expected to get shot somewhere that's gonna hurt. Like, it's not. I don't care.
Oh yeah, no, I had to explain that too. Well, before I get into that, no, while we're taking fire, Reaper's in front of me, absolutely laying shots down, laying in front of me, right?
Yeah.
Like he's full prone, looks like a Call of Duty character, okay? And I'm just like, you know what? F it, we got enough guns, and I continue to eat my MRE.
You were eating your MRE while you were dead. I still have that video of
dead rag on his hand, MRE spoon.
Ben's sitting there eating his food with a dead rag on his head, and Moods and Reaper laying down fire.
Which is fucked because there's a story, and of course it's a Marine. But there's a story out of Afghanistan, I want to say, where a Marine is sitting in his foxhole. And a couple of Taliban dudes had come up on them, and this Marine kills a Taliban fighter with a f***ing MRE spoon. Like, like if I could find the actual
John Wick,
right? Like, I killed 3 men with a pencil. Pencil.
An MRE spoon.
An MRE spoon. Can you imagine? Like, he probably got a bronze star for that. Or, like, you know, he probably got a commendation for it, for engaging the enemy in hand-to-hand combat. Could you imagine the commander of that unit?
Hand-to-spoon combat.
Can you imagine dying to a plastic spoon?
Right. But you both have held those plastic spoons in your hand. You know how sturdy they are.
Oh my god, yeah.
My question is,
I had to like hold it with a fist, dude. I was like catapulting my chicken out of the bag. I didn't mean to. That thing, it would not budge.
My question is, this Marine probably had an M16, probably had an M9. Why didn't he go for his gun? Like, he probably had a pistol, or at least a rifle, or some kind of, like a K-bar or something. Nah, this motherfucker said, I'm gonna kill this son of a bitch with a spoon.
He said, I'm about to end this man's whole career.
Look, adrenaline is a hell of a drug.
Pretty much. Like,
adrenaline is a hell of a drug. Yeah, there.
that was some of the shit, like, my drill sergeants would tell us stories all the time of, like, crazy military history stories, shit. And that was one of them. And we're all sitting there going, how the f*** you kill a man with a spoon?
How the f*** you do that?
How did this work? Hold on. Let's look at the logistics of this.
Let's look at the logistics of killing somebody with a f***ing spoon.
A plastic spoon, no less. Listen,
yeah,
the DoD does some great things. I guess plastic spoons is one of them. They do some things too, like the arsenic and niacin, but hey, you know, it's fine. You'll live. Maybe.
You'll live. You'll survive, hopefully.
Probably. I don't know. You're property of the government. It's fine.
Oh my god.
It's like a toddler playing with their blocks, just throwing it across the room. That's Uncle Sam with the military. Just like, your property. Let's throw shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, that checks out.
We had one dude. Okay, I don't I think I told you, Ben, Boone and Delta, I definitely did not tell you guys this story. We had a dude in basic, wild tangent, but it's relevant. He ended up getting in trouble for damaging government property because he got a sunburn.
What?
Yeah, no, that's a legitimate thing.
Elaborate.
Okay, so this motherfucker, he gets a really bad sunburn. Now, you have to remember, we are basically skinhead bald. They shave us down completely to nothing. Like,
Jesus.
It's a sanitary thing, but it's also like a uniformity thing. Yeah. You know, you don't want people coming into the military with like lice and shit. So they shave you. So we get in, and we're about 2 weeks in, and this is Missouri in September. It's hot as shit. Like the highs are like 105 with the heat index.
Ew.
And it's like dry, but it's also sticky. Like it's like a 50% humidity, so it's like dry but sticky at the same time. So we're out in the sun, and we're in our PT uniforms, which are black, by the way. Whoever thought of that is a fucking genius. Not. The old Army PT uniforms were great. They were gray and blue, and I loved them. But you know, we went to all black because fuck you. That's why, I guess. I don't know. So we're outside. We're in our PT uniforms, so we don't have anything on our heads, and we're bald. You can see what the problem is here. So he gets sunburn on his head, but he's somehow he's allergic to the sunburn, so his head puffs up. And when I say this dude looked like Stewie Griffin, I fucking mean it. Like his head puffed up to the point where he looked like Stewie Griffin.
Oh my god!
Because of the sunburn, and he got in trouble for like his hat wouldn't fit, like his patrol cap wouldn't fit, his helmet wouldn't fit because his head is swollen from the sunburn, and like you could like stick your finger there and it would leave an indent for a good like 2 minutes before it like finally pushed itself back up. He ended up being okay.
Jesus.
He was a piece of shit. We call him Sturl. We never called him by his actual name, and I won't say his actual name, but I'll just call him Sturl. Because he would fake a southern drawl. So instead of drill sergeant, he would go son. Like exactly like that. And like, yes, drill sergeant.
Got a problem.
Just to piss the drill sergeants off, which I got smoked a couple of times because of that dude.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like something that would get you smoked.
Yeah. So we called him Sturl because he couldn't say sergeant properly. And he swelled up like Stewie Griffin, and that's how he got his call sign Stewie.
Call sign Stewie.
Yeah, no, we were on a field training exercise, and I'd be sitting there. I never got a call sign. So, I was like Reaper 19 or something. So I'd be like Reaper 19 to Stewie over the radio, and every time he'd be pissed off about it, and it's like, dude, you earned that nickname. You earned your call sign Stewie. Pimple head ass looking motherfucker.
Jesus. I love how quickly this evolved to basic training or just Army stories.
Well, I mean, like it's all of our stories for this episode, whether it be our stories coming into Grimwood or just like random stories. I feel like.
So I guess
if you like this podcast and you want to see another episode,
it's right.
I guess I could like round out with like how I ended up coming to Grimwood, but
I don't think I've heard your story
here. Okay,
let's see.
So it all started
1978
through 1996.
I was not even a thought yet.
I'm definitely a thought now.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Do not ever make that voice again, or you will have several BBs at Rev.
I thought he already earned at least a couple.
Oh, I definitely earned quite a few.
No, not a couple. He's got a few.
This man.
But okay, so regardless, I like years and years ago, like easily like 2020 era, like 2021, I'll say. I started playing on this role play Minecraft server. I won't mention it because one, I'm not on it, and two, I'm not affiliated in any way, so I don't give a shit.
The server that shall not be named. We all have one of those.
Hola, soy
Yes.
Paloma.
but
Man, miss him. Where's Paloma at? There's a podcast host.
Oh, dude,
Or a
I
podcast guest.
will DM him and ask him if he wants to be on the podcast.
All right, anyway, sorry, Delta. Please continue.
So yeah, I joined the server. It's rather fun. Like I have my own little story with that. Like I could probably get into more detail some other day. But I end up meeting a bunch of new friends. But more specifically, one that I would legitimately consider like my best friend.
Mhm.
And we just played together on that server, and I followed him to other Minecraft servers. All of the ones that we went to were
Yeah.
and very toxic in very unique ways, actually.
Very toxic in
Unique ways. You know, that's a lot of the servers that I've been on.
Yes. I will not get into it, but there was like a group of like 3 or 4 people that had a vendetta out for him for like a year over multiple different servers.
Oh my god, that kind of dedication, dude. Final boss is grass. I mean, seriously, man. What do you not have going on in your life what the
Not a lot.
God, man.
barely not a lot.
God,
Oh my
man, I
gosh.
bet you he buying all the Destiny 2 DLCs.
What an insult!
I mean,
God,
for real.
It's like regardless, like it's not really like my story to tell. Like, I was more a side character in that whole ordeal.
I was the NPC in his story.
Yes.
Okay, again, Moons. I told you to not do that voice. What the fuck, man?
Like after the
Moons knows
longest
I can do
time,
it really well.
like literally like beginning of like 2024. Well, technically like end of 2023. I had fully decided to just like cut myself off from that entire like section of servers.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And for a while, like I just didn't play Minecraft anymore. And literally, it's like for a little while, I had been following Kylie on TikTok. And just some random day she posted about Grimwood on her TikTok. And I'm just like, you know what? This sounds interesting. Fuck it. It's like maybe like a month.
He caught him on that 2-week
My
Minecraft
Minecraft
binge.
server urge only lasted like a month.
Minecraft server urge? Is that what you just said?
Or
Yes.
the 2-week urge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that checks out.
But yeah, it's like then I joined Grimwood, and Jesus Christ, this is so much calmer than that other server.
Oh yeah, that was a thing that we wanted to make sure is like we didn't have all the drama and bullshit that we had all come from.
Well, I feel like, especially in servers like this, where you have so many people coming from so many different backgrounds, it's a safe space for everybody. You're gonna have someone that wants to create drama regardless. And if you're going to create drama in a place like that, then maybe server's not that kind of place. This is not the kind of server for you, but, you know, maybe it's not where you maybe it's not a server you should be in, if that makes any sense. Because if you want to start drama, then maybe this is not the appropriate server for you to be. Yeah.
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 Because I know a couple of people who shall not be named who have started drama, which I will not talk about. But yeah.
Yeah, it's like with that other server, like literally the reason why I stayed so long, literally from like 2022 to 2023. 21 to 23. Sorry. Was because like when I first joined, like there was like this little like niche community that was just vibes. like it was rather chill. Like
I think at the end of the day, just everybody wants vibes. Everyone wants just to vibe out and have a good time.
Everybody just needs like a chill place to hang out at the end of the day.
And then over like a couple of months, we ended up like in game, like we technically ended up like breaking up the nation because it was an RP building server thing, and that just kind of ended up splitting up the entire group. And over the next like year, like everyone just started like trickling out.
Yeah.
To the point that when I left, there was like maybe 2 people from the original group left on that server that were still playing on that server.
Wow.
Out of a group of like maybe like 15.
Was it Moods? You a little bit off topic, but weren't you like going through your Discord servers the other day and someone made you like a co-owner or a staff member or something in that server, and then you left and gave it to the last dude that was in there?
Oh yeah, no, wasn't
that something that happened the other day?
That was Drew.
Yeah.
There was a server that it was Ben and I's IRL friends that we used to have a server we used to have that we no longer use, and it just kind of got pushed onto me for some reason. And so I was just like, it's Andrew's problem now.
It's like this responsibility has been tasked upon you.
He's gonna go through his Discords one day and just be like, why am I the only one in this Discord server?
Yeah. Honestly, I've been trying to keep track of all the servers that I stay in now, because I only have a few now. I had to delete a lot when I first got back into Discord because I was in just so many. Like, it was horrible.
Oh yeah, you were obviously there, Boone. I purged probably about 10 servers.
Yeah. It sounds about right.
And there are some that I just won't get rid of, you know? A couple that I've made, I got some with like some of my army buddies that I just won't get rid of just because of like we had that server while we were going through basic, so it's like those memories are still there.
Yeah.
Even though we weren't allowed to have our phones.
We don't talk about that.
We did get them like Sundays. We got them for a little bit of time. So we would, be in the Discord and kind of figuring out who was where and what we were doing and what we wanted to do. Cause we'd get a day pass, cause we weren't bad trainees. We were pretty squared away. I want to say, not like the cycle after me. Oh my God. That's a different, that's a different podcast altogether. But we'd sit there and go like, hey, where do you guys want to go get lunch? Kind of thing. Where do you guys want to go? Like, hey, we have enough time. We have the authorization to go watch a movie. You guys want to go watch a movie at the theater that's on post that was within walking distance, because we were not allowed to drive. So we had to walk everywhere. So it's those old memories that I don't want to get rid of. I want to hold on to them for as long as I can, because it was a good time.
The servers that I was in, I never wanted to hold on to those memories, because I remember when I started up my own personal Discord server, like how you have Lunar Legion and I have the Boon Brigade. When I started that server up, it was like a test server or something like that. But I still had the old server that I was in. Oh God, probably I was like a sophomore in high school. I was probably just trying to fit in, and these guys had like a little web series that they were doing. So I hopped on there a couple of times. But that server was just so like, I don't remember the server being that bad, but then eventually everybody left, and for some reason I was still in it. So I was just like, "F- it, I'm out," and I just left that server. Like, that was just not the funnest of servers to be in.
That was the MC server I came from that merged with everybody to become Grimwood. It was so toxic.
Yeah.
But we've been going for like an hour and a half now, and I think that's probably a good place to wrap it. So
I'm about to say that's pretty
Yeah.
good for our first podcast, huh? Boys?
Absolutely.
An hour and a half.
Yeah.
I say that's pretty f***ing good.
Yeah. So thank you guys ever so much for listening, tuning in, watching on YouTube or wherever you guys are seeing this podcast. We have been the Uncraftable Podcast, myself, Moons, Mr. Benjamin, Benji, Boone, and Delta.
Yeah, they're
We'll try to make this a reoccurring thing as best as we can. So keep an eye out, subscribe over here on the YouTube so that you never miss a beat of when the next podcast goes live. And thank you guys again ever so much for coming out here. And we hope to see you in the next one.
bye. We'll see you all
Bye.
next time. Subscribe to the podcast right now. Subscribe.
Do
Hit
it.
the button. If the button still says subscribe, you have not subscribed. Do it. Do it right now. We're watching you. You better hit that subscribe button.
You
Make
better
sure you hit that
ring
little
that
bell
bell.
too. Hit that bell so you get notified. We need to so you know when we go live or we upload.
Exactly. So, thank you
Bye-bye.
guys again. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye.